Hey guys, this is Rise, and I'm here with Daz, the next person to join me on Commentary of the Week, and this is Commentary of the Week number 12, and we're going to be watching Free versus HoeJJa, however you say his name, I don't know. Just wanted to give you guys, probably, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a background on Commentary of the Week, since nobody seems to get what the hell we're doing this for. There's two things that go on here, by the way. We first like to expose you to new commentators, and so every time you hear me commentate with someone else who isn't Cholera, Diggity, Moletrap, Clazart, or Kenny, it's because most likely I'm doing a Commentary of the Week, or Frank. I did one with Frank too recently. So if you're watching Commentary of the Week, you should be kind of looking out to hear what whoever this new commentator is, and if you like them, you can go subscribe to their channel, check them out, or whatever it is you want to do with them. Maybe message them and tell them how much you love them. If you don't like them, please don't send me hate mail, because you're probably not going to hear them on Violtech again for a very long time, because we have a whole list of people who signed up to commentate with me. And if you want to sign up to commentate with me, you can. If you go to sc2gg.com, you go to the forums, register there, and you can sign up to actually do a commentary with me. So this is how Daz is actually doing a commentary with me today. And, all right, so now that that's out of the way, you guys can hear the second part of why we do Commentary of the Week, and that's because we are commentating the games that you guys choose. And this game, as chosen by the fans, is Free versus HoeJJa. I love saying it like that. I think I'm going to keep saying it like that. And so, we're going to be watching this game. It's a PvZ match. It's being played on Destination. And so, apparently we're going to be in for a pretty good game here, considering you guys picked it. So, Daz, I don't know if you have any thoughts about either of these players before they actually start the game off. It looks like they're giving us a pretty good intro here, so you have some time to talk about them if you like.
Yeah, I'd like to say a few things. First of all, I'd like to talk about Free. Well, first I want to introduce myself. I'm Daz, part of the commentating duo Daz and Pet Circling. You may have heard of us. We did the last MSL, and we might be doing the next one, and there'll probably going to be links in the side to find our page. Now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk about Free, because I'm a big Free fan. I love the way he plays Protoss, and it's especially going to be important for this game because Free's got really solid PvZ. He's always been kind of known as a PvZ sniper. Even in the past couple years before he made a name for himself with the 8 Dragons shit, he's always been known for a strong PvZ. And I think that's going to be a problem for HoeJJa. I don't know how good HoeJJa is really. His EVP stats are 7 and 7. I haven't seen him play too many games. He did manage to take out much in the last season of GOM TV. And so that's some. I mean, he's been around, he's getting games, but I don't know if he's going to be able to stand up to Free's PvZ. It should be pretty interesting to see how well he can do against such a well-established and known and strong PvZ player like Free. And I just want to say something about Destination. I think Destination is a really good PvZ map. I think it's a really even map, so we shouldn't see too much shenanigans there. But it should be a pretty good
I love
game,
shenanigans.
especially if you guys picked it. Love shenanigans. Well, Free's pretty shenanigan-y when it comes to PvZ.
Awesome.
He's got a pretty good harass style. Really good control.
Yeah, he's also got a really crazy macro too. I don't know if you watch his some of his matches that go for a long time. He can get some crazy macro going, and that's where he's passed a lot of players in long matches, because the other players just can't keep up at all. And I actually just did a game of HoeJJa versus HoeGill in the Sparkies versus KTF match a while back. Well, not a while back, but maybe by the time this video goes up, a couple of days ago. And I gotta say that game in particular. Spoiler if you guys haven't watched it, so I don't think there's gonna be a big spoiler. It was HoeGill versus HoeJJa, and HoeJJa sucked. I mean, he was horrible. So I mean, I was a little bit surprised actually when I saw this game for Game of the Week. But I've actually heard good things about it from fans, so hopefully we have a good game on our hands for us to commentate for you. But by all statistics, I think that Free is, expected to win this for sure, especially because he's particularly good against Zerg, and HoeJJa isn't particularly good against anyone apparently in the Pro League. I mean, he has beaten a couple players, granted, but seriously, his statistics, he doesn't have a very big statistical pool to look at to begin with, but he's lost to some no-names, which always keeps me skeptical. So I'm not really sure what to expect from him yet.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to watch and see. But I mean, if you guys pick this game, I'm sure it's gonna be good. He is a pro gamer after all. And if we look at his statistics, he's 15 and 17 overall and 7 and 7 against Proton. So it's definitely not a weakness for him. Should, you know, I'm sure he won't be terrible. As you see, we're starting out here with 9 pool speed build. Or I think it's an overpool speed build. I think that egg that we see there morphing is an Overlord, which is a pretty common build on this map. Nothing crazy going on yet. Yeah, it doesn't really counter anything specifically, but what it allows him to do is he's going to get some speedlings out on the map, and he's going to be able to deny scouting from Free. So once you get those speedlings out, Free's not going to know what HoeJJa is doing, and that's going to allow HoeJJa to basically do whatever he wants. And Free, he's going to have to, you know, get the Corsair quickly to see whether he's cheesing him or not. And that's really the biggest advantage that this build gives you. But it's pretty standard these days. I'm sure Free's not going to be too flustered by the fact that he won't be able to get good scouting information. And it shouldn't really be a big deal. Free starting off standard FE. There's the lings out already for HoeJJa. The cannons are going to be up in time, so he's not going to have to worry too much about that. And now we got to see what HoeJJa is going to do, if he's going to build more lings or if he's going to take another hatchery. I'm assuming he's going to take another hatchery soon. We just have to see whether or not he's going to go for like a strong macro game with like a quick 5 hatch to Mutalisks, Hydralisks, or if he's going to go for some kind of cheat. And it's really completely up to him because Free's totally not going to know what he's doing until he gets that Corsair out, which won't be for a while. Wow, it looks like he's going for a burrow. He's going to try to burrow these Zerglings and get them into Free's base and do a lot of damage. It looks like Free sees it. Oh, Free saw it coming. Wow, he got 4 Zerglings in. Oh man, that's going to be really tough.
He got 5
Zerglings in. Oh my god, that is epic. That is a really good burrow, man. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this, but it's really hard to do that quickly and to get that many Zerglings in. I mean, people have done this to me before, but usually it takes a few tries. He's getting a lot of probes, but you know what? He was a mistake there. He should not have attacked the probe so head on. He lost 4 of his Zerglings, and even though he got a few probes, he's only got 2 Zerglings in there. They're not going to be able to do too much damage. I think the cannon's going to get up. And, Free should be okay here. I really think he's going to be able to hold it.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine, man. I mean, if you look at the Zerglings, he could have done a lot more damage with them for sure, but instead, I think he kind of A-moved him a little bit, and Free got a really good surround on him, so he was able to just kind of do a lot of damage with probes. So 5 lings that, I mean, really, they only took out a couple of probes before they were taken out, and I think it still paid off for him because he only made 6 lings, but still, he could have done a lot more damage. But I do have a little bit more of newfound respect for HoeJJa for pulling that off. That was actually pretty cool.
It was nice,
and, yeah, I'm surprised he was able to get as much as he did because I didn't think he was going to be able to do anything with that. And those burrowed lings are actually going to do another thing, and that's going to make it difficult for Free to build buildings in certain areas until he either puts more cannons down or if he just... No, that's really it. Until he puts more cannons down, or he just doesn't build in that area. So, I mean, those lings, and not to mention, it's pretty much free scouting information. So, as long as those lings are in there, he'll be able to see exactly what's going on in Free's base. And Free knows this. Free's like, man, he is completely exposed, and they're just going to slowly harass him. Look at that, just burrowing and unburrowing, which is going to be a hassle. So, I'd actually say that burrow is worth it, especially at this point. I mean, burrow, in my opinion, is one of the best things, one of the best upgrades that Zerg can get in a PvZ because pretty much they can set up a perimeter. We see a lot of higher level Zerg players put up like a perimeter of burrowed lings so they can get any scouting information of anything that might be coming out, especially useful in things like Sarah Reaver. Sarah Reaver will be pretty much brought to its knees if there are burrowed lings around the map. And I mean, HoeJJa doing a very good job. HoeJJa doing a good job over here, harassing that zealot and that base basically, and just annoying Free. Free not able to do much about that. He's making his first Corsair, and I actually like the build that HoeJJa did for 2 reasons. One, it put some pressure on Free to build extra cannons, and another thing it did was just that harassment. I think it may have just delayed Free a little bit, and now it looks like we're seeing 3-hatch Muta, and it looks like he's actually going to go into the 3-hatch Muta into 5-hatch Hydra build and try to do some more damage there. And another burrowed Zergling, or no, sorry, moving that burrowed Zergling to the back to see if anything gets built out there. But he is, again, he's got Free naked right now, and he knows exactly what's going on in Free's base, and Free probably a little annoyed about it, but there's not going to be much he can do about it until he can get out of his base, get observers up, or something. Until then, he's pretty much at the mercy of those burrowed Zerglings.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't think it's going to be bothering him too much. I mean, Zerg has a pretty good idea of what you're doing anyway. The only really divergence that we're going to see here is how many gateways he gets and when he gets the robotics facility. But you know what, though? I really like the burrow too, and I think it's underused, especially like against the style that pro gamers are doing these days, PvZ, where they go for a quick robo and get a quick one shuttle Reaver Sair harass and then move into ground troops really quickly, where it's not a full Sair Reaver, but they just kind of do a little bit of initial harassment with the Reaver and then use the Reaver with their ground forces. I'm going to let you take over here because my phone's going to start ringing, so...
No problem, can do. So looks like we got 3 Corsairs up on that Nexus right now. The gateways are going down. He's got 2, 3, and 4 building now. So it looks like we're going to see maybe Sair DT. And it looks like he's actually getting +1 upgrades on air. He may, I guess, potentially be getting the Goon range upgrade, but pretty unlikely. So it looks like we are just going to see Speed Zealot +1 weapon upgrade with a couple of Archons or Templar, depending on how he decides to play it. Generally, when I do it, I'm not a pro gamer, of course, but when I do it, oh, Corsair goes down to Scourge, not paying attention Free, and he knows it. He's like, damn it. They were sitting in his base, and he let that happen. So a little bit careless on Free's part right there. But, you know, what are you going to do? He loses 1 Corsair, a couple of Scourge. That's going to pay off once again for HoeJJa. And HoeJJa is macroing heavily here. He's got his 5 hatcheries up. He's got Sunkens at each of them to protect a little bit, give himself some time. And now he's got Speedlings out on the field. DT is also out on the field, so we're going to see a little bit of a DT harass if possible. I think that DT was scouted, though, by HoeJJa if he was paying attention to basically what his lings were doing, which he should have been considering he was microing them. And he's got plenty of overlords all over the place. His 4 Corsairs to try to harass them, take them down. But I think with the amount of Hydras that he's already able to pop out, he is pumping out the Hydras right now. He's going to be able to handle this without much of a problem. Although, Free looks like he's going to get a couple of kills anyway, at the very least. Two drones go down and a little bit of damage on 1 Overlord, but already HoeJJa has Overlord speed upgrade, which is exactly what he should be getting. I mean, sometimes you'll see that Zerg just don't go for that upgrade. They don't want to spend the extra minerals and gas on that, but man, another one of those value upgrades that always worth getting in my opinion. And now we're seeing the High Templar come out, and he's got about 6 or 7 gateways. A Ling unburrowing once again to try to do some damage to that Templar, but again, nothing actually that Free's able to do about it. And again, that Ling just able to scout exactly what's going on, and Free losing another Corsair. So Free, I'm going to say that his macro, or I don't know if it's macro, I guess more of his micro really at this point, is failing him a little bit, considering he just keeps losing a unit here, a unit there early on, and although that's not going to be critical for the game, it's just little advantages that HoeJJa is actually taking from him, and HoeJJa is on his game, whereas Free seems to be just ever so slightly off his game.
I mean, it adds up too. Like, that's 2 Corsairs that he's lost needlessly so far. That Overlord would already be dead if he had an extra 2 Corsairs. So all these little things add up. But I think you expect to lose some Corsairs in a PvZ at this level, so it's not a big deal. I don't think Free's going to be thrown too off. But, it is a little bit of a mistake. And that little baller Zergling still in there trying to do some damage. Awesome. He's taking some HP off the shield, some shields off the pylon. Oh, it looks like it's finally going to go down. Okay, he forgot about the Zergling. But I think he did his job. That Zergling's a hero. And HoeJJa looks pretty intense, man. He's concentrating pretty hard. Getting another Scourge hit on the Corsair, but he couldn't actually manage to kill one of them off. And you know what? Free's done an interesting build here because he really went for the Corsairs, and he even got +1 air upgrade for weapons on the Corsairs, but he's not doing any kind of Reaver, so he's just doing a straight Corsair harass. Kind of a Bisu-ish style, but I don't really see him. He hasn't built a robo yet, so he's not dropping the DTs either. So it looks like he just wants to get air control. Okay, he's moving out now. Wow, good storm going off in the Hydras, and HoeJJa doing a good job to move out of that storm and not take too much damage. And Free's got a really big ground army here. I think Free's going to be able to take map control easily. I don't think he's going to be able to break any of HoeJJa's defenses. It's going to allow him to take a third base easily. He might actually be able to break, I don't know, I don't remember how many sunken colonies HoeJJa has exactly. That's a lot of Hydralisks. And he has the +1 needle upgrade, so he's really going for those Hydralisks. I don't know if he has lurkers yet, though. Lurkers would really help him in this situation. Pure Hydralisk. I mean, you see it happen a lot lately, and pro gamers are really using it to a good effect. But one of the reasons it's been so effective is because they have Mutalisks to go with it to snipe the Templars. If Free is able to keep all 6 of his Templars, or whatever, however many he has, and use all those storms, then he's just going to melt those Hydras. Okay, HoeJJa's gotten some lurkers on the field now, so he's going to be able to use those lurkers. And I'm surprised he waited this long to get them, but they did come just in time, so I guess that wasn't a bad decision. But lurkers are really effective on this map. Because of all those really narrow bridges, if you can get your lurkers on one side of those bridges, they're going to do a lot of damage to the Protoss army before they can get across. Those little choke points. There's Burrow coming into play again. Although I don't know why he unburrowed that Zergling. He could have kept that burrow there and forced him to not build a Nexus. So I don't know why he unburrowed that, but that definitely could have annoyed him. But it's just another thing. I mean, he's getting scouting information with the burrowed Zergling, so it's something. It looks like they're going to engage in the middle here, but HoeJJa's definitely going to want to fall back. Free has a really huge army. I'm surprised at how big his army is, considering he's built so many Corsairs and considering he was put behind a little bit in the early game. But he's got to find out what he wants to do with this army. He's got to do some damage with it, or he's at least got to make sure that he holds his expansion. I mean, that Nexus that he's warping down there is totally undefended right now. If HoeJJa were to send some Zerglings down there, he could definitely pick off that Nexus. So Free's gonna have to be careful here not to get counterattacked, or at least do some damage with his army. But oh wow, what a storm, melting a whole lot of Hydralisks, getting it perfectly on the lurkers there. And the observer goes down. I don't know if he has any. He doesn't have any more observers, so he's got to be forced to retreat here again. That's a really great play by HoeJJa, just totally saving himself in the nick of time with that observer snipe. And man, is that ever annoying. I don't know if you play Protoss Rise, but god damn, is that a pain in the ass getting your observers.
I do. That's
yeah, then you know what
actually
that
a brilliant play. I mean, that's
yeah.
exactly what you want to do as a Zerg player, is just keep taking out those observers, because they're so easy to do. You just one Scourge takes out that observer, and it's a hassle. And oh, it looks like another Scourge. Oh man, oh, he's got no overlords in the air. Wow. He's not able to take down the observer, and now the lurkers are not going to be able to do any damage. But now he's got a whole new group of lurkers, and it's going to force Free back a little bit. But Free doing a lot of damage over there. But now he's very goon heavy, and so even just a few lings and some lurkers are going to harass him a lot. It's going to make it very difficult for him to really do much damage. He does have an Archon out there. He's also got 3 Templars, so they are going to be able to keep HoeJJa from actually trying to attack him right now and take him down the middle. But Free is going to have to retreat for the time being, which is okay. He's going to regroup. He did a lot of damage there. He took out a lot of units, a lot of lurkers. And so I'd say that he may have come out ahead in that skirmish. Looks like he's got +1 weapon upgrade. We're seeing +1 Carapace upgrade. I also noticed that HoeJJa had +1 range attack upgrade. So he's definitely going to focus on those Hydras quite a bit, and those lurkers for that matter, to continue into this game. And you're right with that, with this being a great map for lurkers. Those bridges make it very difficult for Protoss to move out sometimes. And but now that he's in that middle, they're a lot less effective. He's able to get a nice surround on them. They aren't able to do concentrated damage. And a lot of lings over there surrounding all of his units. Good storms, but they're just a lot of lings. And look at all that blood in the middle of the map. It looks like Free actually able to take down all of those without too much of a problem. But a lot of units waiting in the background. And now we're seeing that there's at least 8 hatcheries for HoeJJa right now. He may even have more than that. But just a quick glance at the new 3 top right hatcheries. He's got at least 8, and he's got 4 bases. And 4 base Zerg is scary. It's not 4 base gas Zerg. It's only 3 base gas, because the top right is mineral only, of course. But he is going to be able to do a lot of damage with this. And if he chooses, and he does manage to get a 5th base up, he's going to be very difficult to stop. 4 base with 4 gas Zerg is almost impossible to stop sometimes, it seems. And there we see Defilers. So we are going to see Defiler play coming. And again, if he gets that 5th base, we may even see Ultras popping out. But for now, he's definitely sticking with the Hydra Lurkerling, I guess you'd call it. And it looks like, or no, mostly Lurkerling for that matter. There's not too many Hydra out on the field at this point. He's going to stick mostly with that Lurkerling, and that's going to do a lot of damage, especially crack up upgraded Lings just rip anything apart, and he's going to be able to take down his expansions, especially when those Defilers come out. He'll be able to basically be able to ninja expansions with Dark Swarm, and it's going to be very difficult for Free to be all over the place in order to defend this, because he's got the Protoss Ball right now, and you know, the Zerg, they're able to carry out basically guerrilla tactics over here. So you can see him already. He's got some units on the bottom right, some units on the left, and he's able to attack multiple fronts, harass, keep Free on his heels, and Free has got a lot of work ahead of him to deal with this. And really, the question in my mind is, can HoeJa really do a good job with this? And here you see it right here. He's doing multiple attacks. He's on the left again now. He's going to get some free Templar kills at the expense of maybe a handful of Zerglings. But this is exactly Zerg play at its best. This is what Zerg's meant to do. But again, Free is by no means, you know, behind in this game right now. He's got 4 bases of his own up and building, or soon to be fully running 4, and that's going to be very difficult for the Zerg player to beat, as long as Free keeps on top of his upgrades and has the right unit compositions here. But it looks like we're going to see another group of Lings getting taken down, a lot going down to one good storm from Free. But it looks like HoeJa is just kind of positioning to get better map position, and really, this is gonna. It looks like he's trying to get a little bit of a contain on Free.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think he's just trying to pressure him all across the map, prevent Free from taking any more of those bases, and force Free to spend money making cannons, because I mean, he doesn't want him to come out with a huge ball right now before he gets Defilers. But I'd say right now it's a pretty even game, and both players are kind of doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, Free, even though he wasn't able to do any damage, he got map control, and he's got his 4 bases up, which is what he wanted. And HoeJa's had his time to attack. He hasn't taken any damage, which is what he wanted to do. And now he's going to try to use those Defilers, like you said, and just try to do some guerrilla tactics. And that's really what late game PvZ comes down to a lot of the time. I mean, if you have good upgrades, which Free actually does not, he's been behind on his upgrades the entire game. Only got 2-0 so far, which is pretty bad for this stage in the game. But I mean, you know, he can always catch up, and eventually they'll catch up. But the most important thing is to keep your expansions alive, you know, because Protoss armies have the advantage. Oh man, great play going off. He got like almost every one of his Zealots there, so that's a huge play. Oh, and he saves the Defiler. What a cute move by HoeJa. I love that. I love when pro gamers make these little moves, man, that, you know, people... I mean, you never see that kind of stuff on a normal level. These are the kind of things that pro gamers just have the what is it? The presence of mind to do it that you're just never gonna see. So that's a cool little move by him. And they're just kind of fighting back and forth across the middle of the map. HoeJa's trying to secure a 5th expansion and get that 5th gas. Sorry, the 4th gas like you were talking about, which is really gonna help him. Well, it looks like he's actually taking his 2nd natural in the top left there, the one across the bridges. So he's probably going to be able to take that and hold it. And I'm guessing that a lot of the battles in the upcoming in this game are going to be about those bases on the left-hand side there. Free seems to be concentrating his army there. If Free can get another one of those bases, that's going to be a really big boost to him. I mean, Protoss needs gas as well, and Free did something in a game against J-Dong where he managed to get a lot of expansions and hold them and use to build up a huge army of Archons and Reavers. Oh, and a great attack going on by HoeJa down here, using that Dark Swarm, and he's going to be able to take out this base before Free gets there. Free's units are all stuck trying to defend his base on the left. I think he's gonna, if he goes for the Nexus, he might be able to get it, but oh, it doesn't look like, okay, most of the Zerglings have died now. He has managed to kill most of the cannons, so Free's gonna have to keep some of his army there to defend that base while he builds his cannons back up. But that's really annoying. I mean, that's exactly what HoeJa wanted to do. Even if you don't kill the Nexus, as long as you keep doing shit like that. Oh, he's still got the Dark Swarm. It looks like he's going to go for a Nexus swipe. But it's just too much of Free's armies there. He's not going to be able to do any damage. A great Storm going off and finishing off the rest of the Zerglings. And HoeJa looking very intense there. I'm glad to see he's into it. A whole shitload of Zerglings being built. And he's got that 4th gas now, which is going to allow him to go into Ultralisks if he wants. And it's going to allow him to build just tons and tons of Defilers and Lurkers and Ultralisks and just all kinds of units that are going to cause massive problems for the Protoss. He's got 2-2 upgrades now. So this is going pretty well for HoeJa. It's an even game at this point, but I'd say that HoeJa's right where he wants to be. I mean, taking the advantage right now as we speak. The onus is on Free right now. He can't let HoeJa control that entire left side. He's going to have to make a move soon. which is probably what he's going to do with those Reavers. I think we're going to see Free start massing up a lot of Reavers now and move into a kind of very Archon Reaver heavy ground army and develop just a huge ball. I was talking about earlier, once the Protoss has, you know, enough Archons and Reavers, then there's really nothing that Zerg can do about it. I mean, Dark Swarm, Ultralisks, it doesn't matter. If you have 12 Archons and 12 Reavers and 12 Templars, there's really nothing that the Zerg can do to stop that army. And Free's just got to keep all his bases up long enough to kind of build up that critical mass. This is going for a storm drop here. Oh, and the shuttle gets taken down. Wow, what a great storm at the bottom. Taking out a lot of drones. HoeJJa thought he was going to get away there, but that was a really great storm by Free. And he's just going to have to keep doing stuff like that. I mean, he can't let the Zerg just sit here and have 6 bases and constantly drop him and attack him. You can't just let the Zerg do whatever you want, because there's no way that you can keep up with that kind of mobility. I mean, in the late game, it's just too much of a hassle.
Yeah, and I mean the ability to just switch units in a heartbeat basically is what just makes it so dangerous. And oh, great surround going on those Reavers, and oh,
nice.
One of the Reavers goes down. It looks like the second one actually survives. Oh no, it goes down at the last second, and now oh man, Free's actually in a lot of trouble. He may lose that base. More units streaming in for him as well, and that's the greatest defense for a Protoss is having those Reavers sitting at the back of those bases to do that much damage. And the Nexus goes down, and look at Free's face. He's like, man, I had Reavers there and everything, and he still managed to take it down. So HoeJJa actually doing a great job of taking down that one base. That's going to slow Free down a bit, even though he just got the bottom left base up and running. He's back down to 4 bases. He's mined out at his main. He may be mined out at his natural expansion, and now HoeJJa is on like 6 bases. So HoeJJa's macro is pretty ridiculous right now. There's the Ultralisk Cavern that we just saw, and it looks like he's going to be pumping those out now that he's got such a ridiculous amount of bases that I don't think that Free is actually going to be able to keep up with it at this point, because HoeJJa's production, as long as his macro stays on top of things, he's just going to be able to pump out units like crazy. And now we're seeing 4 Reavers there against Cracklings, and I mean basically a good surround on those Reavers, and they're going to start going down. Oh, Plague going down. Scourge there to take down the shuttles, and this is key right here. One of the shuttles goes down. It looks like the other 2 are surviving right now, but man, that's just crazy. I mean, that's exactly, you know, those Reavers, like you were saying, Reavers and Archons and Templars, oh my, I mean, if you have that many Protoss units, it's almost impossible to beat that. But those Scourge, those cheap-ass Scourge, all they cost is 25 minerals and 75 gas. 2 of them landing on a shuttle takes out 2 Reavers, obviously. So if we can do that, if HoeJJa can continue to do that, I mean, he's going to basically neutralize what Free's able to do with those Reavers. And now, if he's got Ultraling and Hydras, he's actually going to be able to take out those Archons, that huge Archon army, without too much of a problem, because Free's going to have to decide between storming the Lings and the Ultras, which are going to do the most damage head on. Yeah, he is. But they're not showing it. No, they're showing him defend. Free is defending the left side of the base. So that left side may be some fake guerrilla tactics in order to lure all of his units over there. But I don't see those overlords anymore. So it looks like that was an actual legitimate attack. But no, on the right side, there's another one. And there, the overlord's dropping in the middle. HoeJJa is all over the place right now. And Free is not able to keep up with all of these attacks. Look at him. He's exasperated. He doesn't know how to handle all this. He's losing his heart of his base right now, all of his gateways from Cracklings, and he's going to lose another base at the right side. And now Free is pretty much out of this game. There's no way that he's going to be able to come back and fight against a 6-base Zerg. And HoeJJa actually showing me up a little bit here and putting up a really good game for us.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing great. And I give mad props to him. He's just been doing everything that he needs to do. He's been took control of the map. His macro has been impeccable. And he's been pumping consistently out of, you know, 8, 10, 12 hatcheries, attacking constantly. He's played a great game here. You know, I give credit to Free for having, I mean, he's doing his best here. He's building a Reaver. He's doing everything he can do, but what can you do about this? Once HoeJJa gets these 6 bases, just an endless stream of Zerg units. He just constantly
he's sweating.
Building units and attacking. I mean, look, he's sweating. He's pissed off. He's sighing. I mean, what can you do? I mean, this is the worst feeling in the world. I mean, HoeJJa basically having his way with Free. just attacking wherever he wants, sending in floods and streams of Zerg units everywhere, just basically making Free fear the Swarm. And now Free's got a nice group of Archons here. He's probably going to make a last-ditch effort to take out some bases of HoeJJa, but there's really nothing he can do at this point. He's all but out of the game. It's pretty much over. And I'm pretty impressed by what HoeJJa's been able to do here. And Free looks like he's kind of impressed himself, man. And then now the Ultralisks are coming out, so HoeJJa's even going to be able to have a ground army that's going to be able to take out Freeze. So Freeze totally done here. I mean, really, what more can you say other than great play by HoeJJa, just being everywhere that he needed to be. It's so tough for a Protoss to deal with that when a Zerg does it well. When when you can just put constant pressure, and what happens there is that even though HoeJJa's taking the map and expanding, Free can do nothing about it because he has to use his army just to defend his bases. So I mean, Free's had this big army all game, but he hasn't been able to use it to do any damage because HoeJJa's is constantly attacking him. And again, he's doing it again here, dropping on the right side. He's probably going to attack on the left as soon as Free moves his army. Yeah, if you can look at the minimap, there is a whole bunch of Zerg units moving into the left expansion. And Free's going to be able to clean that up, but it's only a matter of time now. I mean, Free cannot keep this up. He just cannot keep up this level. He can't stand against this level of attacking and harassing by HoeJJa. Oh, and a shuttle going down. So HoeJJa's been in all the right places at all the right times. Oh, and he even saves the Ultralisk. I mean, what more can you say about this guy? I mean,
what a bastard.
Yeah, what a badass. God, I hate playing Zergs like this. I mean, there's just nothing worse. Oh, I feel Free's pain right now. I have a moment of silence.
Me too,
for
man.
Free.
There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, you're right. And one thing that HoeJJa has done this entire time was he's been very aggressive. He's made sure that he's always kept Free. He's been basically making Free react to his gameplay, and by doing that, he's been in control. And GG coming from Free. So HoeJJa, against all my expectations, coming to take this game and making Free sweat like crazy. Look at him; he is soaked. And pretty much whenever you see a player like that, you know that, one, they've been trying very hard to take that game. Two, they're actually most likely embarrassed. I mean, a lot of times you'll see a good player losing to a lesser-known player, and they sweat. So while HoeJJa is still one of the worst Zerg versus Zerg players in the league, he throws a dart at the spinning KTF board. And he got a bullseye, actually, but no, he's got to throw it again, and I don't know what he gets. Oh, free BJ from... let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean. Okay. So HoeJJa obviously embarrassed by his prize, but I gotta say, man, great game, great job by HoeJJa, and that I love seeing a game in especially PvZ. It's my favorite late game matchup because both sides can get so powerful. And Free had, like you were saying, what makes Protoss almost unstoppable late game is the army that Free had. He had all those Archons, he had Templar, he had the Zealots and the Goons and the Reavers, you know. And I mean, if you can pull that off, you're almost unbeatable, especially in the hands of a player like Free. But HoeJJa just able to out macro him and outthink him, out attack him. Guerrilla tactics were all over the place. And you know, when you think of the word Zerg, when I say Zerg the other player to like a teammate or something, it basically means just keep throwing units at him until he can't do anything. Until they can't support the amount of units that are incoming, right? They lose units at a rate quicker than they can remake them. And HoeJJa was basically making Free do that, but in an annoying fashion because he was all over the map. And so, I mean, really, that was just like true Zerg style that I love to watch. And so, definitely great game, for my opinion.
Yeah, I really love to watch that too. I mean, especially when someone really does it well. And it takes me back to the good old Sauron Zerg days from 2001, 2002, back in the day. For those of you who are old school, back in the day, Zerg was all about just making tons of units and throwing it at them. And you know, StarCraft has evolved and it's become a lot more tactical now, and it's really tactical, and it's great to see. I mean, these pro gamers these days are so good. They're able to do all these tactics. They're able to mix in the Scourge and the Lurkers and everything and still just make tons of units and just macro amazingly well, control all of their armies and just attack at like tons of different points on the map. And HoeJJa really did it well there. And there's almost really nothing you can do about that if you're a Protoss. You can't just sit back and let him attack you. Really the only way to stop that is to go on the offense on your own and force him to deal with your army. And Free was just not able to do that. I mean, HoeJJa was furious, attacking everywhere. Free just really looked beat and downtrodden, man, all sweating and sighing and frustrating. I mean, great job by HoeJJa. It was an amazing game. It was a good choice by the fans here. I'm glad you guys picked this game. I really enjoyed watching it, and I enjoyed commentating it. This is exactly the kind of Zerg style that I like to see. And props to Free, too. He played a good game, but he just could not keep up with the onslaught, the fear of the swarm. It was a cool thing to see.
Yeah, man, definitely. But you're right. You can't let a Zerg get like that. You can't let them get there in the first place if you hope to beat them.
You got to take it to him before
in a
that
late
happens.
game like that. Yeah, and he had the opportunity. I think, like you were saying, had he done something maybe like a Reaver Harass or anything, he only had one storm drop that I can remember that entire game. And so basically, the economy for the most part of HoeJJa went unharassed, and so he was just able to build up a ridiculous amount of forces to the point where there was nothing that Free could do because he let him play fastest map possible against a low money map. You know, it was like Free had nothing in the end, money. And HoeJJa had 1,000 drones, and so there was just nothing that Free could do. But what are you gonna do? You know, I'm sure Free has just relearned that painful lesson that all Protoss have felt at some point, and hopefully he learns from it and doesn't let it happen again. So with that, I think that's the end. Unless you got any last words, Daz? Anything you want to say? Any shout-outs? Maybe you want to tell us what your YouTube page is? Whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah, I'm going to say a couple things. First of all, I just want to say, man, I love Free. I hope he doesn't go into a slump over this shit. I mean, it was a great game. I want to see Free make a little bit of a comeback. He's been getting tossed around lately. You know, the 6 dragons have fallen, but here's hoping that Free can rally back and he doesn't take the loss too badly to heart, because he really was not looking in a good way after the game. And then apart from that, I mean, yeah, my YouTube page is youtube.com/Ahkbar, AHKBAR. You'll find a lot of my videos that me and my friend Pet Zergling, we co-commentated the last season of MSL. And if you guys want to check us out, go check out some of those games. If you didn't see any of the last season's MSL, if you didn't watch the finals or whatever, and you want to do it now, it's a great way to go check them out. You know, go take a look at our videos. We should have some casts coming up sometime in the near future. I don't really know, but feel free to check us out. I want to give a shout out to Pet Zergling, give a shout out to Pound High Ping, that's my CS team. And shout out to Rise, man. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to do this. I really enjoyed it. It was a great cast.
Awesome, man. Thanks for joining me. And I got to apologize to Daz. I was an hour late, or almost an hour late to the time that I told him I was going to show up. So embarrassing moment for me, but thanks to him for actually being able to do it later anyway. So that was cool, and it was a good game, an enjoyable game for me to do. So if you guys like him, let him know. You know, go subscribe to his account, check him out, send him PMs, tell him how you want to have his babies, things of that nature, of course. And I think that's going to be it from us today. So catch you guys in the next Commentary of the Week. Commentary of the Week number 13, as far as I know, has already been decided. That should be coming out very shortly. And then Commentary of the Week number 14 is actually up for vote right now. So go to sc2gg.com if you want to sign up for Commentary of the Week. Also go there if you want to sign up to commentate with me on the Violet Tech account for Commentary of the Week. And I guess that's about all I got. So catch you guys in the next commentary. GG, yo!
Peace out.